Welcome back to Old Charles. Today we are talking about the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1948, and this coin is very popular among collectors and history lovers because it comes from an important time in British history just after the Second World War, when the country was rebuilding its economy and daily life. The 1 penny coin of 1948 was part of everyday circulation and was used by people for small purchases like bread, milk and newspapers, making it a true piece of daily history. The 1948 1 penny was made from bronze, which is a mix of copper, tin and zinc, and this metal gives the coin its classic brown color. Over time, many circulated coins have become darker due to age and handling. On the front side of the coin you will see the portrait of King George VI, who ruled the United Kingdom during the war years. His portrait shows him facing left, and around the portrait you can find the Latin inscription which refers to his title as king and emperor. This design reflects the traditional style used on British coins at that time. On the reverse side of the coin there is the famous Britannia design, which has been used on British pennies for many years. Britannia is shown seated holding a trident and shield, which represent strength, stability and the maritime power of Britain. The word penny appears along with the year 1948 below the design. This classic image makes the coin instantly recognizable when it comes to value. The 1948 1 penny is generally not a rare coin because many millions were produced, and most examples found today are circulated in circulated condition. The value is usually low and close to its face value for very worn examples. However, collectors still enjoy finding these coins because of their age and historical meaning. In better condition the value can be slightly higher, especially if the coin shows clear details on the king portrait. And the Britannia design coins that are in very fine or extremely fine condition, meaning they have less wear and sharper details, can be worth a bit more to collectors. Uncirculated examples which were never used in daily transactions are harder to find, and these can carry a higher value, especially if the original bronze color is still present without heavy scratches or spots. There are also factors that can affect the value, such as errors, dye variations or exceptional eye appeal. Coins with minting errors like off-center strikes or double details can be more desirable and valuable to certain collectors. Proper storage also matters because coins that were kept away from moisture and harsh environments tend to remain in better condition. The history of the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1948 is closely connected to the period just after the Second World War, when Britain was recovering from years of conflict and hardship. The war had ended only 3 years earlier, and the country was still facing rationing, food shortages and economic challenges. Coins like the 1 penny played an important role in everyday life because people relied on small change for basic needs and daily shopping. During this time the British economy was slowly rebuilding, factories were restarting and people were returning to normal routines. The Royal Mint continued producing coins to support trade and commerce, and the 1 penny remained an essential denomination for the public. The 1948 penny was struck during the reign of King George VI, who became king in 1936 after the abdication of his brother Edward VIII. King George VI is remembered for leading the nation through the difficult war years, and his image on the coin symbolizes stability and leadership during a challenging era. The design of the 1 penny reflects long-standing British traditions. The portrait of the king on the front follows a classical style that had been used for generations, while the reverse design of Britannia dates back centuries and represents the strength and identity of Britain. Britannia holding a trident reflects Britain's naval heritage and its position as an island nation. These designs were familiar and comforting to the public during a time of recovery. In 1948 Britain was also undergoing political and social changes. The welfare state was expanding and important reforms were being introduced, including the National Health Service, which would launch later that year. The penny in circulation was part of this transforming society and passed through countless hands as people adjusted to new systems and opportunities. The metal used for the penny also has historical significance. Bronze had been used for many years, but wartime demands had affected metal supplies earlier in the decade. By 1940, production had stabilized, allowing the Royal Mint to continue traditional coinage. The penny from this year represents a return to normal manufacturing after the disruptions of war. Today the 1948 1 penny serves as a reminder of post-war Britain. It tells the story of a nation rebuilding itself and moving forward while holding on to tradition. For collectors and history enthusiasts, this coin is not just about monetary value but about the era it represents, carrying the memory Of resilience, endurance and everyday life in mid-20th century Britain. When talking about the condition of the United Kingdom 1 penny 1948, it is important to understand how wear and age affect the coin over time. Most of these coins were heavily circulated, so many examples show smooth surfaces and faded details. A coin in poor condition will have very little detail left on the portrait of King George the Sixth, and the Britannia design on the reverse may be weak or almost flat. The date may still be visible, but the overall appearance will be very worn, and such coins usually carry only minimal value. A coin in fair to good condition will still show the main design elements, but with heavy wear the king's face may look flat and the lettering around the edge may be worn, but readable Britannia will still be visible, though fine details like the trident lines and shield pattern will be weak. These coins are very common and mainly kept for historical interest. In fine condition, the penny will show clearer details, the portrait will have more definition, and Britannia will show stronger lines, though there will still be noticeable wear on high points. This level of condition is more attractive to collectors and slightly more desirable than heavily worn examples. Very fine and extremely fine condition coins are much nicer with sharp details and only light wear. The hair details on the king and the folds and Britannia clothing will be visible. These coins were not used as heavily and are more sought after by collectors, especially if the surfaces are clean and evenly toned. Uncirculated condition coins are the best examples. They show no wear and still have original bronze luster. These are harder to find because most pennies from 1948 entered circulation immediately. Uncirculated pieces are usually found only in old collections or mint sets, and they carry the highest value among regular examples. Proper storage plays a big role in preserving condition coins. Kept away from moisture, heat and chemicals will age better and retain more detail and color. Using coin holders or albums can help protect them from damage. As we come to the end of the video, remember that the condition of your 1 penny makes a big difference in its appeal and value. Always check the details carefully and handle coins gently. If you enjoyed learning about the United Kingdom 1 penny 1948, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more coin history, values and collecting tips. Let us know in the comments if you have one of these coins and what condition it was in. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.